What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the video. I shot this video on August 25th, 2024. This is actually a hunting blind of mine that we were going to take a look at today. Typically every year there's a small paper wasp nest in these, the exposed type that you'll see. That's what we were expecting. When we got there, we looked through the window and we saw this. I've been doing a ton of removals this week, so I had all my gear in my truck. So I went back and geared up. Now, what I thought was going to happen was I figured that this nest was going to set off before I could even get the doors and the windows open, so I was expecting a pretty exciting removal. I don't want to waste your time watching this video, so what we found out was that this nest was pretty much dead or completely empty. There was maybe 5 or 10 in this nest total. Now, before you run away and click off this video, I do ask if you can to stay to the end. I have some questions that I'm going to try to get answered by you, the viewers. I don't claim to be an expert on wasps. I actually know more about honeybees than I do on wasps. There's just a lot more information out there on honeybees, and that's how I got into this in the first place. Now, there are some pretty well-known YouTube channels that do specialize in wasp removals. I have talked to some of those guys before, super helpful. Now, with all that being said, I have been removing these nests for 6 or 7 years now. I don't advertise, it's all word of mouth, but I do a decent amount of nests each year. I mean, this year I'm probably up to about 20. I have gone to nests before that were empty, or the numbers seem to be very low, but in all those situations, I always thought that there was some kind of human interaction that caused that to be. A lot of the ones that I end up going to are nests that were attempted to be removed prior, so what I'm actually dealing with are just the survivors. This nest is not the case. This is out in the middle of a field on a big farm. I know there was no previous human interaction. So up until this point, I was still expecting a pretty good show. Initially, you'll see here, there are 3, 4, 5 that come out. And I basically was there for quite a few minutes just expecting the big rush to come out, and it just never happened. Just as a quick comparison, here are 2 different videos from other removals where I used the same method, just so you can see the typical quantity that you would have come out. To be completely honest with you, both of these videos were other nests from this year that I also thought were not very aggressive or very large active colonies. But you can still see the difference. On both of these, I did have delayed reactions where I sprayed and it took a few seconds and then they started coming out. Today's nest was not like this. Again, I did wait and anticipate ones to come out. I kept spraying more powder in. Sometimes that causes them to come out more. And these were the numbers that I ended up with. If you watch till the very end, I will show you the comb. It was a productive nest at one point. It had as many layers of comb as you would expect to see this time of the year. This is end of August. This is where I'd like your feedback. Like I said, I'm not considering myself to be an expert in this. I have a couple theories that I think might have caused it. As you will see throughout this, there are some different types of beetles running around on the outside of that nest. But my first question would be, do you think that this nest was originally a different type of yellow jacket, and the yellow jackets that we are seeing in this that are the few remaining might be the other colony that came in and took that colony out? Normally, when I do see a nest that looks like this, I immediately think that this is a bald-faced hornet nest. I have done plenty before that weren't, but that usually is my first thought. As I mentioned, the beetles, could those beetles have been enough to take this nest out? Or did the queen simply just die? Would that be enough for the entire nest to evacuate this late in the season? I really would have thought that yellow jackets would be different than honeybees in this respect, where this late in the season, I think the workers would still be in the nest even without an active queen. Given the size of this nest and the layers of comb inside, it's comparable to other ones that I've done right now. So I don't think that this nest failed too long ago. Let me know your thoughts in the comment bar. I'm interested to find out. Now, you'll see I'm going to start removing more of the outer shell here, and then you're going to see the different layers of comb. And I'll show a couple different shots as well as a still shot at the end. Okay, so this is the first time you can see it on this camera. there is 6 layers of comb inside of this nest. Okay, here's a different angle. So as you can see, I mean, this was definitely a productive nest. I don't really see any capped cells left, so anything that was pupating and turning into an adult, it appears like they would have came out, or if the nest was taken over, those might have been pulled out by a different type of wasp or a different type of insect. I appreciate any comments or ideas. I do think it's much too early in the season for this nest to have completed its cycle. I know in past years I've been doing removals way past this time of the year. But yeah, any ideas, please feel free to leave them in the comment bar. I'm going to continue to try to make content like this. I do a lot more removals than what I film. So if you do like this content, please like and subscribe. And I'm going to keep trying to get videos out to you. Thanks.